Today, I want to tell you about our 2015 season, a season of 3 Chicago premieres, operas that are full of passion, discovery, and power. We start off with Thérèse Raquin by Tobias Picker. It's based on a novel by Lucio Silla, which caused a big scandal in 1867 when it appeared. It was called putrid, pornographic, and it brought the 27-year-old Lucio Silla to fame and notoriety. He had gone beyond the bounds of all that was held to be morally acceptable. The novel is not only an uninhibited portrayal of adultery, madness, and ghostly revenge, but also a devastating exploration of the darkest aspects of human existence. Set in a dingy side street in the 19th century Paris, beautiful and young Thérèse is trapped in a loveless marriage to her sickly cousin Camille. But all changes as soon as she meets her husband's alluring friend Laurent, a man with a feral sexuality. They begin a passionate affair and soon decide that Camille must disappear. They drown the inconvenient man during a boating excursion in the Seine, without attracting any suspicion. But after his death, Camille haunts them as a ghost and eventually drives them to madness and despair. Tobias Picker said about the novel, "It exudes opera on every page." He composed the work for Dallas Opera in 2002. Now listen to the beginning of the opera and see how Picker draws it into the world of Thérèse with a relentless foreboding of what's to come. I think you can hear why the Wall Street Journal called Tobias Picker our finest composer for the lyric stage. He wrote 5 operas, up to now, and is probably best known for Emmeline that he wrote for Santa Fe Opera, An American Tragedy for the Metropolitan Opera, and most recently Doris Claiborne for the San Francisco Opera. Picker says that he felt himself drawn to the characters and wanted them not just to be seen as corpses, but also as people with serious conflicts. Here's a little excerpt of Thérèse as she sings about her unhappy childhood and her life with Camille. Once the opera starts, it does not let you go. It's an opera that could be ripped from today's headlines. It takes us to the darkest corners of our humanity.
Oh, Jenkins, the mulatto, was the most beautiful, in some ways the most refined.
Remember the pool opera we did in 2013? It was Ricky Ian Gordon's Orpheus and Eurydice. Now we bring another work by Ricky, which was written for Friederike von Stade and her unwaveringly beautiful voice. Friederike von Stade stars in this tour de force portrayal of the 90-year-old Grande Dame Myrtle Bledsoe living in Egypt, Texas. Having outlived her family, she confronts a life of missed opportunities, broken dreams, and a family of liars and murderers. Von Stade's performance was hailed by the Huffington Post as transcendent and powerful.
In the spring, the wild flowers will cover all our graves.
The story, kind of a dark version of Driving Miss Daisy, is based on a play by Horton Foote. Foote was the American Chekhov of the small town. A Pulitzer Prize winner, he received Oscars for the screenplay of To Kill a Mockingbird and Tender Mercies. He was, in the words of Robert Duvall, the great American voice.
Forgive.
Gordon's intimate, touching score tells an unforgettable story of one woman's last moments of reflection and forgiveness. It begs the question, can you live a life without regrets? He is a miracle in music, one of those freaks nature causes to be born, to humiliate the mathematicians and to degrade the poets. That's how the 14-year-old Mozart was described by an Italian newspaper in 1770, just 2 years before he traveled again to Italy to premiere his Lucio Silla in 1772. Lucio Scylla was the 16-year-old Mozart's 8th opera. Quite impressive, isn't it? It has an exceptionally fine, powerfully orchestrated score and poses a daunting challenge to the singers. The work takes many elements of the Baroque opera seria and brings it forward into the classical era. Just listen to this brilliant vocal firework over the intricate orchestral score. Lucho Silla, a despised Roman dictator known for his ruthless and bloody pursuit of power, wants to marry Junia, the beautiful daughter of his political enemy Mario. Junia, however, is in love with the senator Cecilio, who has been banished by Silla. The dictator soon discovers that his are not the only plots and conspiracies hidden in the streets of Rome. This saga of deceit, love and intrigue features some of the most beautiful and heart-wrenching music that Mozart wrote. COT's 2015 season is a season of Chicago premieres. I invite you to join us for this adventurous journey. I look forward to seeing you at the opera. Auf Wiedersehen!